Hello. So, I have perused YouTube, and judging by the title of this video and the title of this video on other videos with the same title, usually this is about things that people will say or do to me or say about my art, as in an artist's pet peeves with people talking about their art or them as an artist. But this is not going to be that kind of video because I don't really have a lot of those because I'm very unpopular at the moment. But yes, so I wanted to make a video about things people draw or things artists do that bother me as an artist. And usually the videos I have found pertaining to this topic are very fucking mean, and they suck, and they're not funny, and that's my problem. Not saying I'm funny or I'm not mean, but, you know, you can at least know that with me I'm not intending to be. So, this video I am doing because I feel like it, is going to be things I see in art, or things that artists do that bother me as an artist. And nobody fucking asked, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. So, yeah, you don't have to listen to it, but, you know, you've been warned. The first one, people that go full force, fucking hog, critiquing the shit out of little kids. Or holding them to the standards of an adult artist. I see this a lot on YouTube, and it exists on DeviantArt somewhat, but I mostly see it among young animators, mostly animation meme kids, you know, flip a clip shit. Something that needs to be said. So when I was a teenager, I was on DeviantArt back in the 2000s, the late 2000s, because I'm old, and we had this kind of community as well, where we valued criticism and ripping the shit out of each other above all else. And while yes, when I was a teenager, I was a bit trolly, and I liked to say mean things about people's art, even though I still kept some constructive criticism in there as much as a 14-year-old could muster, you know, and could muster with my shit art back then as well. But I had this among my friends, where we would tell each other, please critique me, please redline this, what do you think of this drawing so far, what can I change? And we would just tear into each other with the other's permission. I grew very much from that, and I am very thankful for it, but there's not what I see going on YouTube on this day, with like all these like stupid videos and shit, like featuring art and animations by literal children. And I don't mean 10-year-olds, I mean people who are 16 and younger. Criticism is good. Constructive criticism, telling somebody what you like and what you think they could improve on, or giving them a red line, that's good. But only do it if someone fucking asks you. Because if you do it when no one asks you, no one wants your fucking opinion. Why are you giving it? Seriously. Especially when you, like, go straight up to the person or name them or just use them as a very specific example, and it's just some kid's, like, little drawing of, like, a little cat dancing or some shit. It's like, nobody wants to fucking hear it, okay? Like, you're not fucking Van Gogh up in here, you're just some schmuck online who thinks you know everything, and you just have a very bloated ego most of the time, and it is very annoying and pretentious, and I wish people would stop. You can critique kids without being a cock. Contrary to popular belief, I guess. I know that a lot of the people that do this critique on children are also children themselves, so I'm not saying anything to that. I mean, like, you guys, you 18 pluses, you my ages, 22-year-olds and up, you look stupid. You look like a dumbass. Stop. Another one is very peculiar color choices that make no sense, and I usually see it with furries. With this, I mean, say you have a character that is a red fox, or it has orange fur. You know, you would normally, if you want to give it a light underbelly, you use cream-colored off-white or just cream. But I see some people, you know, when they try to be like, oh, I gotta make my persona
look unique even though there's like 5 million other fucking Fox personas out there. They make it like this ugly shade of like pure monochrome gray. I hate it when, I have to draw a commission. I want to make it look good. I want to make it look nice for my commissioner because they were kind enough to give me some money. And I would hate it if the character just had this kind of color scheme and they wanted me to be very particular with it, because there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to make that look good. It will never look good because you picked some bad colors. I'm sorry. Before you think you want to make your brown or orange furred furry dude have a light gray weird fucking underbelly or something, make it cream. Just do everybody a favor and make it cream. It's never going to be unique. It's a fucking fox. There are so many. Just make it cream for me. Please. For every other person you've ever commissioned, do it for them too. I'm begging you. This next one is a little bit niche, and I don't see it too much, but I have seen it a little bit. That is people thinking that topics such as shape language or extreme over-exaggeration are general advice, as opposed to advice you give to somebody with a specific art style. Traditionally, shape language is used to convey a character's alignment or personality through their general shapes that they are drawn with, as in triangle equals evil, circle equals good, blah blah blah. The main issue with that is not everybody likes to use that as a way to convey these personality traits, because they are, while they're okay and can be done well, they're obvious, and not everybody's really into that. And then there is thinking that extreme over-exaggeration is something that all artists should do, which is very silly if you think this, because I want you to picture. So you take a, Powerpuff Girls super exaggerated, very geometric body shape. To picture, a thin hip abdomen area, big, triangular barrel, I know what I just said, chest, and a normal-ass anime head on that. Do you think that would look good? Unless you're doing some surrealism shit. Because that wouldn't look very good. That's all I'm gonna say on that, you get my point. My next peeve ties into the last one with regards to over-exaggeration. That is a very common design choice I see lately, where artists who draw in a somewhat semi-realistic style make these super hyper-exaggerated pear-shaped bodies with big thighs, 5 times the size of the rest of the body, and they think that looks good with their style. And good on you if you want to draw that. However, my main issue with this is people say they draw this way as a form of body positivity and positive body diversity and representation. Now, I want you to think back throughout your life. How many women have you met that have the exact same proportions as a fucking Gudra? None? Okay. So my nitpick comes in with, it is very obvious, if you draw this way, and you think you're doing some sort of diversity thing, I'm just gonna tell you right now, everybody who sees your art can tell you have a big ass, big fat fucking fetish. And that's okay, but I think it's annoying when people are dishonest. So just be honest. Tell people you have a fetish. It's okay. It's okay. I still think it looks bad, and I'm not gonna say anything, because it's none of my business, but I don't like dishonesty. This next one, it's a bit personal for me. This is artists. This is artists who are very, for lack of a better term, anal about getting perfect anatomy correct every time. And specifically, hand anatomy. I just want to say, I have been drawing since I was 8 years old. Seriously. I'm 22. That's a lot of years. I can't count, so you do the math yourself. This is with regards to humans only. I started out drawing animals, but, with regards to humans, it is good to learn anatomy, like everything else. It's very good. But I want to say something about hands, specifically. You spend years and years doing gesture drawings. You do the anatomy studies. You do all this to get better. And you might be like me, and you might notice that these pictures of hands, some of them look like complete fucking bullshit. Hands, and this is gonna shock you, hands are the most bullshit mechanism to ever be created by Mother Nature. They are fucking weird. They make a lot of sense if you look at them, but if you were an alien looking at a hand and you didn't have hands, you'd be like, what the fuck is that? Because they are ungodly. We're used to them, but they are ungodly. They're very weird. The only thing that comes close is like a eye, paw. If you look at hands in pictures, a lot of the times, if you have a lot of people, you will see a hand that looks like it came out of a fucking how to draw manga, like, guidebook or something. And even then, it looks weirder. They just look like bullshit. So what I'm saying is, with hands, once you learn the rules, please, by all means, fucking break the shit out of them. Hands look stupid. Draw them stupid. Once I started doing this, once I realized how dumb hands are, and I stopped giving as much of a shit as being so perfectionist with how I got the anatomy down, I got a lot better at drawing them. Actually, in this video, you will see I draw the hands with no fucking sketch at all. I'm not saying they're good, but they're not bad. So, take it or leave it. That's my advice. Don't listen to people that are really strict about anatomy. They're stupid. This next one is a very nuanced and deep topic. This pertains to things such as rant videos regarding Mary Sue's or Sparkle Dogs or whatever, and people who make videos defending those things. And here's the thing. I have no issue with either of those things. Mary Sue, Sparkle Dog, whatever. Do whatever the fuck you want. It's good. I like Sparkle Dogs. They're fun. But I see this argument. This is in like pretty much every defense video for these things, because a lot of people find them annoying, which is also fine, because people are different. Wow. I see, like, these videos that can go up to, like, 10 or more minutes, and basically the person's only point is, it doesn't hurt anybody, so stop being bothered by it, because it doesn't hurt anybody. It's okay, so stop. And I just sit there listening like, yeah, it doesn't hurt anybody. Nobody fucking cares. Let people get annoyed. Being annoyed is human. My next topic of contention, and boy, does this have a lot of contention for me. The Disney furry art style that you see every fucking where. It is worse than Cal art style. It is worse than any Steven Universe, like, spread plasma plague shit. The furry style, the one you see most, is the ugliest fucking thing to ever grace the world of art, the world of God, Jesus, Rihanna, anybody. Just it's bad. I hate it so fucking much. Yes, I do hate a lot of Disney art styles as well, and I also hate furries, so I'm biased, but this is my video, so I can talk about whatever I want, so you just gotta listen to me or mute me. I don't care. The way that these furries are drawn, they are soulless, it is boring, it is bland, it's ugly, those fucking eyes. Oh god, it's like, did you really need to translate the soullessness of your average fursuit into a two-dimensional drawing? Nobody likes that. It's horrid. It's scary. Not in a good way. This art style just needs to go. You guys need to, like, start drawing something else, because it offends me. It offends a lot of people, actually, but this art style is it's usually they just draw the same thin lines, same flat cell shading, really boring looking anatomy, just, the hands look like doctor's gloves with sausages stuffed inside, and they all look the same. There's no depth, there's no meaning, there's no interest, there's no intrigue, there's no passion. It's just dead. Oh, but, they just draw it for porn. And to that I say, if you draw furry sex art, and it is not lesbian furries, and the art is bad, you are fucking disgusting. Get out of my face. Nothing to do to you. I said that wrong. And here's another very deep one. If you only draw color picked from references, and you draw green leaf, green grass, brown tree bark, blue sky, and such, you never branch out with your color palettes? And yes, I'm looking at you hobbyists. I'm looking at you, person who just drew one picture, and it's your first picture you've ever done, you're really proud of it. I have something to tell you. If you don't play with color palettes, it's ugly. Do some new shit. All this color in the world, and you just want to use a few of these ugly ones every time you draw something. Yes, this is even advice for everybody who's ever even thought about drawing a picture before. Even babies, even fetuses, embryos, zygotes, all of you, use colors. They're there for a reason. Don't take them for granted, because you don't know what you got until it's gone, and you're fucking dead. Next point, drawing beautiful hentai faces and ahegao. You know, you got the tongue out, big blocky Steven Universe teeth, drool that's extremely thick. All of these stylistic choices being fine on their own, but I hate these fucking ahegao faces. I just want to say, if you find these sexy, I would like to suggest to you to learn some subtlety. You are conditioned to find that sexy because of the various amounts of anime porn you consume on a day-to-day basis. And it's ugly. If you are an adult and you find ahegao faces sexy and you draw them, okay. But I want to let you know that when I see that, I hate it. And I got some very strong opinions about it. If you are under 18 and you draw this type of thing, please shut off your computer, put a parental lock on it, and go into your living room and watch Hip Hop Harry with your cat. Alright, this one. This is about you, teens and children, who draw cats that look like dogs. I used to be you. You are so valid. And I want to let you know that all the frustration you feel when someone calls your cat drawing a dog, you say no, it's so obviously a cat, here's why, and you do what I did as a teen, and make 5 million infographics showing the differences between your cat and dog drawings. I want you to know, you're going to look back on those times like an old man and say, ah yes, I was such a little dumbass back then. But being a little dumbass is part of growing up, so you keep doing you, okay? I love you. This topic pertains to the continued pushback against trying to make yourself not draw like an anime. And if you mean anime as in moe blob bad shit like modern anime that you see, usually, and you don't want to draw like that, then don't, because modern anime is fucking garbage, most of it. But trying to not draw anime, quote unquote, in general, I know you people. I used to be like that as well. And the most common thing I see people do to try to avoid the inevitable animeification of their art because there's nothing they can do to resist it is, instead of trying to translate a more Western human art style or whatever into their normal art style, they take bits and pieces of it and put it on their natural anime-inclined art style. And I used to do this. I'll show you a little example of how I used to draw right now. Pretty fucking bad, isn't it? Now, my art looks like vague anime, which is okay. So I just want to say, now that you've seen my example of what I am talking about, don't do that. If you draw like anime, it's okay, and you don't need to resist that. Because some animes are good. Mostly the older ones, and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Inazuma 11. So please be conscious of which features look out of place on your art, and don't be like me. The next topic of contention is actually a pretty serious one. I'm not being terribly jokey when I talk about how much I dislike this thing I see artists do. This is something I see mostly on Twitter, but it is on Tumblr too, even though I don't use Tumblr. That is this trend I see towards very sloppy, sketchy, just very lazy looking comics that are like, oh, I was depressed today, so I stayed in bed. And then I looked at my phone, and all my friends was online, so I was happy. And it's just some, like, scribbled looking orb head stickman shit. Looks like the person did it in 20 minutes. And people, I guess, love the shit out of it. Mostly normies, probably. Because this shit gets thousands and thousands of retweets and likes, and the person gets waves and thousands of followers. I'm not saying I'm bitter, because I work very hard on everything I do, pretty much, and I don't even have 100 followers on Twitter. Because that is true. But my main reason why I hate this is because it's lazy.
And it is so obvious that most people who do this kind of thing, this lazy, lol XD so relatable, like sketchy comic shit that just doesn't look good, they do it because they know people are gonna retweet the shit out of it and make them popular. It's very obvious. It's so boring. There's no skill involved. It's just like, you wake up one day and you draw it while you're taking a fucking piss. And you kind of are taking the piss when you post this shit and act like it's at all on par with artists who actually give a shit and try. These comics aren't even about deep topics, and usually anyway. It's like,
I love my online friends because they're so nice and cool.
Or it's like,
I was feeling hungry, so I made a sandwich. I love food, and I love sleep, and I pet a doggy today. It was so cute.
it's just, ugh. It's just trite. I hate it. It's shit. I know that this is just an art trend people are doing, and trends in art do come and go, but this shit's overstayed its welcome, because I've been seeing it since late 2000s, back in the Homestuck days. Either way, my message to people that do this kind of thing as bait to get popularity: you're smart, you're very intelligent, you're good at playing the game. But the people that think this is actually, you know, any sort of genuine art form that looks good, it's as shit as modern art. It's like taking a paintbrush, slashing a canvas, selling it for $5,000, and people are like, yes, this is quite fine in quality. It's not good. Can we not embrace laziness like this? It's just frustrating as shit. I see so many good fucking artists that spend hours and days and weeks on projects and illustrations and animations, and they get nothing. And this shit, it goes around like a fucking venereal disease. It's just awful to me. I hate it. I hate this probably more than the Disney furry style. It's just very, why do we embrace this? It's just so bad. Stop. Now for my last point, the most important of all of you Warrior Cats animators on YouTube right now, you guys go way too fucking ham. You're way too fucking good at what you do. You gotta chill out. I'm scared of you. But this is a bit of an experimental video. I made this because the speed paint I recorded was too long to just put a song over, so I decided to talk. I might make more videos like these at some point because I find them pretty fun. And I was bored. If you listened to the end, thank you. It's okay if you're mad at me. They are just my opinions, but it's okay. If you are bothered by the amount of times I say the word ugly in the video, I want you to know that I'm a Libra, and I'm allowed to do that. It's just in my genes. So thank you for listening, and thank you for viewing my art.